Hello students, welcome back. So now in this section we'll be concentrating on some of the examples of mean. So you'll get to know how to apply your formulae that you have learned for mean, and then we'll be switching to median and we'll discuss the calculation of median in case of individual series, discrete frequency distribution, and finally continuous frequency distribution. You'll get to know that in case of median you have to concentrate on n, that is the number of observations, because especially in the case of individual series the formulae in case of median changes depending on whether n is odd or n is even. So let's begin. Okay, so now we'll be discussing, we have discussed the concept of mean and the mean in raw form, or how do you find out mean in discrete series, then continuous series, then combined arithmetic mean as well as weighted arithmetic mean. Now we'll be discussing certain examples based on application of the formulae that we have learnt. The mean weight of 150 persons in a group is 60 kg. The mean weight of men in the group is 70 kg and that of women is 55 kg. Find the number of men and women. So basically what I can see is it's given total number of people is 150. How do you proceed? Number of person is 150 and their mean weight of the group is 60, that means mean weight is given to be 60. Mean weight, what else is given to us? That mean weight of men is 70. Mean weight of men, let me assume it to be my x1 bar, that is given to be 70, and mean weight of women, if I assume that to be x2 bar, that is given to be 55. So let n1 and n2 be the number of men and women in the group. Respectively, right? So then we know it's given that the mean weight of 150 persons in the group, that means we know total number of people in the group is 150, because it's given that the mean weight of men and total 150 persons is given to be 60 kg. So total number of people in the group, that is n1 plus n2 is 150. So that just means either you can take out n1 or n2 from this equation. So I take out n2 is 150 minus n1. Now mean weight of all persons is also given to us. Mean weight of all persons is 60 kg. So that just means, if you remember, we had discussed the concept of combined arithmetic mean. So x bar is n1 x1 bar plus n2 x2 bar divided by n1 plus n2. So that means 60 would be equal to n1 is 70, then n2 is, sorry, n1 and n2 we are required to find out. x1 bar is 70 and x2 bar is 55. So we have 70 n1, x2 bar is 55, so I have 55 n2 by n1 plus n2 is 150. 70 n1 plus 55 n2 would be equal to 9000. And n2 also you can substitute as 150 minus n1, so I can write down 70 n1 plus 55 into 150 minus n1 is 9000, right? So I have 70 n1 and then we have 75 plus 7 would become 82, minus 55 n1 is 9000, and this gives me 70 minus 55 becomes 15, n1 is 9000 minus 8250, that becomes 750. So n1 becomes 50 and so N2 is, now N1 plus N2 is 150, so N2 becomes 100. Hence, number of men is 50. N1 was number of men, so number of men is 50 and women is 100. So this is how you are going to calculate the question based on mean. Again, the only thing that you were required to figure out in this question was that the question was based on combined arithmetic mean. So you were given the combined arithmetic mean and you were given the total N1 plus N2 was also given. You had to find out just N1 and N2. Then you were given x1 bar and x2 bar also. So now the next question that we have is find the mean of the following data, and the data now is in the form of, you can see, intervals, so it is a continuous frequency distribution, right? So how do you proceed in such questions? You are given intervals, marks obtained, and then number of students. That means this is the corresponding frequency. So in this case you can solve this question in two ways. Let us discuss the first method. Method 1, you can just tabularize the information in the same way and it becomes easy to calculate the mean. How do you do that? Now we'll prepare a table in which we'll plot the information. I am writing marks obtained, that is what we have in the form of intervals. Then we have number of students. Then we will have, I'll show you how to do it. We'll have midpoints and then we'll have Fi, Xi. So this is what your table is going to look like, right? And so the intervals were 10 to 20, then you have 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, then we have 50 to 60 and so on till 80. 60 to 70 and 70 to 80. And then this is what your table is going to look like. Right? So 10 to 20 and so on, 70 to 80, and the frequencies are 2, 3, 8, 14, 8, 3, 2. So number of students is 2, 3, 8, 14, 8, 3, 2. Just remember these, you can also draw these lines so that you don't get confused. Do not mix the figures because this is on what your question is going to depend, your solution is going to depend. You might land into a wrong answer if you just mix up these figures or don't write these figures correctly. The frequencies should be the corresponding frequencies, right? So we are given class intervals, that is we are given a continuous frequency distribution and we are required to find out the mean. How do you do that? I have written the information that is given to me in the question in the form of a table. Now in case of class intervals, first of all your first step would be to find out the midpoints. Midpoints means you have 10 to 20, so midpoint becomes 15. Similarly, it's 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, right? So we have found out the midpoints. Now this is your frequency and this will be your Xi. This becomes your Xi. You have your frequency, you have your Xi. Now you will be computing your Fi Xi. That means just multiply these two columns. Just multiply these two columns, corresponding items obviously. So we have 30, 75, then I have 8 5 is 40, 280, then you have 14 into 45, that becomes 630, then you have 440, 195, 150. Right? So the total frequency that we have is 40 and the Fi xi that we have got is 30, 75, 280, 630, 440, 195, 150, right? And this total becomes 1800. Now n is sigma Fi and that is your 40. Mean x bar is going to be 1 by n sigma Fi xi, that is equal to sigma Fi xi is your 1800, your n is sigma Fi, that is 40. Just remember, in case of continuous distribution, continuous frequency distribution, your n is equal to your sigma Fi. That means just find the total of your frequencies. The total, the sum of this column is going to be your n. So we have 1800 by 40, that becomes 45. So x bar is equal to 45. So this is how you are going to compute with this method. Now let us discuss another method that we discussed, that is the method of assumed mean. वैसे as per me this is the easiest possible method that you can use, because you don't need to remember anything in this method. Now again what we are going to do is, again we will be preparing a table, similar table. Here you will have marks obtained, that's 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, similar way 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70 and 70 to 80. Then we will have frequencies or number of students, and 2, 3, 8, 14, 832, and total is 40. Again you will find out your midpoints, that's 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65 and 75. Now what you will do is, the difference is in this step, your di, that is your deviation, is going to be xi minus, okay, first of all you need to know assumed mean. Your assumed mean would be a, that is 10 plus 80 by 2, that becomes 45. 10 plus 80 by 2, that is equal to 45. So your assumed mean becomes 45. Once you know your assumed mean, now we find out di, and di is equal to xi minus 45, that is assumed mean, by 10. 10 is the class interval, width of class, 10 to 20, width of class becomes 10. So corresponding, you will find out corresponding di's, where your xi is this, a will remain fixed, this is fixed. So xi is 15 minus 45 becomes minus 30 by 10 minus 3. Similarly we get minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Once you know your di, again you will find out your Fi di. So we find out Fi di, that becomes minus 6. This is your Fi, this is your di, just multiply the corresponding entries. Again have minus 6, minus 8, 0, 8, 6, 6. So this sum becomes 0. The formula is x bar is equal to, you will have 45, that is a plus 0 by 40. So this becomes 45. So the answer in both the cases is going to be same, obviously, because we are just using two methods. But yes, that method is simpler as compared to this. But this method is useful in the sense that it minimizes your calculations. You just need to find out di, and calculations become simple as compared to this. You can see here. So it depends on you which method you would like to adopt. Next concept that we have is median. We have discussed mean, we are discussing median, then finally we will be discussing mode. So the median is the score that divides the distribution into halves. Half of the scores are above the median and half are below it when the data is arranged in numerical order. This is important in case of median. Median is also referred to as the score of 50th percentile in the distribution. In case of median, whenever you are required to find out median, first of all you need to arrange your data in a particular numerical order, either ascending or descending. You need to arrange your data first and then find out the median. And median just means a score that divides the distribution into halves. Half of the scores are above the median and half of them are below the median. So again, in case of median also we are going to discuss it in individual series, then we'll have discrete series, and then we'll have continuous. So calculation of median individual series, if the data is raw, arrange in ascending or descending order. First of all, just remember this, most of the students miss out this thing. They know the formulae, they know the procedure, but they just miss out this thing and they just reach at a wrong answer. So do not commit such silly mistakes. Just remember that first of all you have to arrange your data in some numerical order. It can be ascending or descending. Usually it's done in ascending order. Let n be the number of observations. Now median is, it will depend on two things. If n is odd, then the median becomes the value of n plus 1 by 2th item. And if n is even, median becomes half of value of n by 2th item plus value of n by 2 plus 1th item. If n is odd, median will be value of n plus 1 by 2th item. If it's even, then it will be half of value of n by 2th plus n by 2 plus 1th item. In case of discrete, we first find the cumulative frequencies after arranging it in ascending or descending, and then median is n by 2 plus 1th observation, where n is the cumulative frequency. We will discuss examples based on application of these formulae and you will be able to understand it very easily. Then in continuous, you have this formula L plus n by 2 minus C by F into I. L means lower limit of median class. I will tell you how to select your median class, and then L will be the lower limit of that particular median class. Suppose this is the median class, so L will be 40. N by 2, n is the sum of all frequencies. C is cumulative frequency of class preceding the median class. This is important. You have to take the cumulative frequency of the class preceding that particular median class. F is the frequency of that particular median class and I is the width of median class. You just have to remember this formula. Rest, once we solve the examples, you'll get to know what is L, what is N, what is C. Okay, so now we have examples based on calculation of median. So first is the marks obtained by 10 students in an examination are 22, 26, so on. What is the median mark? Again, the first thing is that you have to arrange your data in some numerical order, that is ascending or descending order. So let us do that first. 11, 12, so you can write down arranging in ascending order. I have 11, then I have 12, then I'll have 14, 18, 14, 18, 22, 26, 30, 32, 41. And first of all, arrange it in ascending or descending order, and second step should be to find out your n, that is total number of items. That's 3, 6, 9. Have we missed out something? 11, 12, 30, 32, okay, we have missed out 35 and then 41. So 3, 6, 9, n is 10. So it's even. In case of even, the median is going to be the arithmetic mean of n by 2th and n by 2 plus 1th items. So that means n by 2th is 5th plus 6th item by 2. Your 5th item is 22 and 6th is 26. So we have 22 plus 26 by 2. that becomes 48 by 2, that becomes 24. Arrange your data ascending or descending order, find out your n even, then this is the format. If odd, then we have discussed the formula. Second example is calculate the median of the following data. Now again we have a continuous distribution. So again you will be preparing your table first of all, and we have a table of the form. Here we'll have wages, that is the class intervals. Then you have, we'll calculate mid values. You have the frequencies. If you remember, we had discussed we'll be calculating the cumulative frequencies in case of median. So we have 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, again till 80, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. So this is what you have, 70 to 80, and frequencies are given to be 4, 6, 10, 20, 10, 6, 4. So we have 20, 10, 6, 4. This is what is given to you. Again find out the mid values, but obvious in continuous distribution, right? This is what we have. Now we'll find out the cumulative frequencies. So cumulative frequency means that first item you'll write down as it is, first frequency, then you'll add up this to this. It becomes 10, 10 plus 10, 20, 20 plus 20 becomes 40, 40 plus 10 is 50, 56, 60. So cumulative frequency means this is first will remain as it is, second becomes this plus this, that becomes 10, then you have this plus this, that becomes 20, and so on. And how do you check out whether you have calculated it correctly? Just find out the sum of this frequency. N is sigma Fi, this is 60, 20, 40, 50 and 60. So this is 60, this should come out to be equal to this. The last term of cumulative frequency should be your sum of frequencies. So first of all, arrange your data, in case of continuous, find out your mid values, then find out your CF, and then we have the formula was median is L plus n by 2 minus CF by F into I. Now you have to calculate your n by 2. That becomes 60 by 2 and 30. So now we have obtained n by 2 is 30. So your this median class would be, you will see in cumulative frequencies. Let me erase these arrows so that you don't get confused. Now check out your column of cumulative frequency. 30 will fall in this category, right? 30 cumulative will fall in this category. You cannot take 20, you have to take something more than 30. The category which has got more than 30 will include 30 in it. So for 30 we have this median class, this particular median class. So your L now becomes 40 because that is the lower limit of your median class. Then we have n by 2, you have CF is the cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class. So your CF will become 20, frequency of that particular class is 20, and your I is 10. I is the class width, that's 10. So median becomes 40 plus 30 minus 20 by 20 into 10. This becomes 40 plus 30 minus 20, 10 by 20 into 10. So this becomes 40 plus 5, that's 45. So your median in this case is 45. Well, I hope you must have understood the concept of median as well as the calculation of median in various types of distribution, that is individual series, discrete and continuous frequency distributions. Now in the next section we will be moving to mode, and you will get to know what exactly do we mean by mode and how do we calculate mode, and we shall also discuss various types of distributions like symmetric distribution and positively and negatively skewed distribution. So keep watching.